iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome race fans out to Southern Motorsports Xfinity Series, the Lazy Days Racing Xfinity Series, as they are at Phoenix tonight. Should be some great racing out here. We have 30 cars out here tonight, and we talked about it earlier, how these guys are consistently getting 30 drivers out to every single race they do. So should be a great race. We still got 5.5 minutes left of practice. We're going to go ahead and play a little bit of music as we get ready to finish up practice here tonight. See if we can find something really quick.
What's up, Steve? My bad, bro.
All right, and we're getting ready to go to qualify now. Just waiting for the turnover on the session. And there we go. We are in qualifying now. So we'll go ahead and flip to our TV camera. And we'll go ahead and pull up that qualifying board and see as the times roll in to see who will start first here tonight. They have gone to 3 laps for time here. And we got Adam Baker up front for the moment. Stephen Bird right there in second will get taken over. Actually, we got a whole new set of cars out front as Joe Mitchell will now take the pole. Joe Mitchell still sitting on top of that pole. Justin McDuff in second. Thomas Keene in third. Chris Semillard in fourth. Rounding out your top 5, which has just changed. Ryan Gimmel moves into fourth. Chris Semillard will now be in fifth. And we see, are we already moving to the grid? We're not, okay. Make sure that all the cars blink out there for a second. Joe Mitchell still sitting up front. And let's look for a car going around the track right now. If we can find the mouse, there we go. Evie, we'll see if we can get a look at any of the cars around moving. Oh, we had one there. As we should be, I imagine we'll be moving into the grid in just one moment. And we see Joshua Southsea, part of Southsea Nation, moving into third, pushing David Howard Jr. into fourth, and Thomas Keene back into fifth. Now we're watching the 52 of Ivan Jones. Not sure if he's got both of his or all 3 of his laps down, but he is back on the track trying to get another lap in. And we will move into the race grid. So let's go ahead and take a look at our grid tonight. Joe Mitchell will start on the pole, racing out of Club, Pennsylvania. And Justin McDuff, part of Upstate Racing, will start in second tonight. Joshua Sousey, part of Lazy Days Racing, will start in third tonight. David Howard Jr. starting in fourth. Thomas Keene will start in fifth, his second race with Southern Motorsports. Ryan Gimmel will start in sixth, racing out of Club, Pennsylvania. Chris Simiard will start in seventh tonight. Eric Burley, another one of those Lazy Days racers, will start in eighth tonight. Kurt Davidson will start back in ninth. Bobby Jonas will start in 10th. AJ Hamill will start back in 11th, racing out of Club New York. And Adam Baker will also be racing out of Club New York, starting in 12th. Brad Hicks will start back in 13th tonight, the points leader. Ivan Jones will start in 14th, also another one of those Lazy Days racing drivers. AJ Bunch will start in 15th, Billy Howard back in 16th. Jim Locking will start in 17th tonight, Daniel Haney back in 18th. David Gainforth will start 19th. Paul Zoda, part of SoMo Racing, will start back in 20th. Ronald Etheridge will start in 21st. Dean Viney will start in 22nd. Stephen Bird will start in 23rd. Paul Cohen will start in 24th. John Estes will start 25th tonight. Tom Mingle in 26th. Jeremy Dominic will start 27th. Lupe Gonzalez, part of 575 Motorsports, will start 28th. Bob Skinner will start 29th. And Kevin Cornelius will start 30th. And rounding out the field tonight, Justin Anderson will start 31st. So 31 cars out here tonight. We do have one that did not take the grid. The 34 of Jeremy Dominic did not grid up, so go ahead and flip this to the race now as Joe Mitchell leads them to the line. Green flag is out. And we're going to see a lot of guys cutting that dog leg, and that's where we'll see a lot of our accidents here tonight. As there's going to be some times when guys don't know there's somebody else on the bottom, and we actually are going to. Is Joshua Sousey going to have enough to take the lead here? He didn't get a lap led, so Joe Mitchell will lead his first lap, but Sousey is now scored in first. As they're all going to cut below that line for the dogleg. And it looked like Joe Mitchell got the run staying high on that dogleg. We do have 115 laps tonight. We're on lap 3. Joe Mitchell has now led 2 laps. And Sousey's got the 25 of Thomas Keene on his outside. Sousey into the wall. He's going to drop back to 4th as Justin McDuff is going to take over the 3rd spot. We're going to take a look back here with Justin McDuff because he's got a whole pack of cars around him. Actually, one more back. That is the 27 to Chris Simiard and the 81 of Joshua Sousey. As we're 3 wide. 48 kind of slides up, blocking the 26. They also have the 41 back there. Or excuse me, that's the 83 back there battling with them. We're seeing a lot of 3 wide action at the start of this race tonight. Everybody's keeping it clean, though, as Eric Borelli will make the pass on the 8th grid. Ryan Gemmel to move into 8th place. And there's AJ Hamill, another one of those upstate racing drivers. And we got a spinner, the 07, the 52, and the 91 all involved. We'll go back to Billy Howard and see what happened here really quick for our first caution of the night. See if we can get Billy Howard here. There we go. It does look like he cut below that yellow line. And he actually clipped the 91 while spinning it. And 52 of Ivan Jones. What happened to him during this whole thing? Oh, Ivan actually got clipped by the 91 as well, so 91 of Jim Locking was involved, and it looked like he got stuck in the wall there, so he did have to tow it. But Joe Mitchell will be our leader here, as he will bring him down pit road. Wait for those guys to see if we can get the camera angle a little bit better, because they are going to have a long drive down pit road. And they'll be coming off pit road, and it looks like we had, let me make sure that's correct. Yes, our top 4 did not pit, so Justin McDuff will be your leader. And actually, Joe Mitchell wasn't even the fastest time off pit road. Adam Baker moves into 5th, coming off pit road first. So Justin McDuff, though, up front, decided not to pit, and behind him Chris Simyard, Ryan Gemmel, and Dean Viney. Take a look at that top 5 right now. It is those 4 who did not pit. Dean Viney started back in 22nd tonight, up to 4th. Adam Baker started in 12th. He's now sitting in 5th. So we'll get ready to go green here after our first caution of the night. Justin McDuff will get some laps led here. He's already got 2 laps led so far. Green flag is out, and Justin McDuff will bring him to the line. Chris Simyard will be in 2nd at the start-finish line. So Justin McDuff will lead his 3rd lap tonight. Let's take a look back a little bit, because they have got a ton of cars back here battling. Let's see if we can get a more zoomed out view really quick. There we go. That is the 9 of David Howard Jr. And he's got Eric Burley right behind him. Ryan Gemmel to his outside. Ryan did not pit, so David did pit. So he's got those fresh tires. Those fresh tire cars are moving up the field pretty quickly, as we already see Joe Mitchell up in 3rd. see the 25 of Thomas Keane making the pass on Kurt Davidson right now. Kurt Davidson in that Legos machine tonight. Adam Baker has taken over the lead from Justin McDuff, and Adam will get his first lap led tonight. Adam Baker was that first car out of pit road, so he beat Joe Mitchell out of pit road. Can Adam Baker hold on to the lead for a while here now? Adam Baker's going to hit the wall. He's going to start to spin. Locks it down. He's going to still spin. We're keeping it green as he's on the inside. And there is our second caution of the night. Adam Baker spinning it coming out of turn number 1. We'll go ahead and take a look at it though. As he just pushes it a little too hard. Car tightens up on him. And he gets down to that inside line. Nobody else involved in the wreck. So great avoidance by everybody to see Adam Baker losing control there. And Adam will most likely take that car to pit road, use his quick repair. Justin McDuff is back up front. So lap 17, let's go ahead and change this camera really quick. We're going to take a quick break here as we're on our second caution of tonight, and we have already had some of those cars go into the pit. So we're going to take a quick break and come back right after this.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
So they are doubling up now as we're on the 1 to go. And Justin McDuff back up front has now led 9 laps tonight. He does hold the most laps led, but he has the 54 of Joe Mitchell, who's also led laps tonight. So we are going to see if they can both get it done here tonight. As the pace car will be getting ready to dip into pit road. Pace car will dip into pit road, and Justin McDuff will bring these guys back to the line tonight. Green flag is out. Justin McDuff does get the lap led. And Joe Mitchell didn't really have a run on that high side. Let's see if he can get it coming out of the dogleg. And I don't know if it's just the way these guys are driving that dogleg, but it's seeming like that dogleg does slow him down a lot. But Joe Mitchell is in danger of losing second place to Thomas Keene. And Thomas Keene does move into the lead. Thomas Keene won last week's race here with Southern Motorsports. So they already know in his first race he was able to pull off a win, so they know he's a dangerous driver. Thomas Keene is starting to open up a lead, almost a second lead on these guys. But for the moment, let's go ahead and take a look back as Joe Mitchell's got a huge pack of cars around him. He's got the 20 of Justin McDuff, Eric Burley in the 26th, Chris Simiard in the 27th, the 81 of Joshua Sousey, and there's one more in there. I think it's the 9 of David Howard Jr. It is the 9 of David Howard Jr. Now they're starting to, looks like they're starting to kind of go single file. Eric Burley's trying to make that push up into the top 3, currently sitting back and forth. And we see the 81 of Joshua Sousey in the wall. We've seen that a couple times from him so far in this race. And we see 99 of Paul Zota making a move on that inside line, trying to get around Kurt Davidson now. And the 53 of Lupe Gonzalez right behind him. They're both around AJ Hamill. And Lupe is going to go to that high side. It does look like Lupe will get the pass on Paul. They're going to go back and forth, but Paul has that bottom line. Flipping the apron a little bit. Going to keep control of it, though. And the battle will go on between these two as Lupe Gonzalez takes the lead, or takes that spot from Paul. Paul will take it right back in the corner, and most likely he'll give it back up on this dogleg. Thomas Keene now out to a 1.3 second lead. So he's continuing to push ahead. Lupe Gonzalez did clear Paul Zota, and now Paul Zota's got the 82 and 18 back there, along with the 22, I believe it is. That is the 22. AJ Bunches is back there, or AJ Bunch is back there with him. Let's go back out front, though, to Thomas Keene. 1.6 second lead, and that is going up. Thomas is definitely able to keep that car running in that clean air, and he looks like he's getting faster and faster as the run goes on. He did kind of lose some time there as Joe Mitchell is trying to get back up towards the front. He led 8 laps. Or led 7 laps. Thomas Keene just led his 8th lap. Justin McDuff still holding on to the most laps led tonight with 11. And Eric really made the pass into 3rd. And Justin McDuff is now scored as 4th with Chris Semillard in 5th. Joshua Salsi currently scored as 6th. And I just noticed something on Salsi's hood. Oh, that didn't do it. But he's got Salsi Nation on the front of that car. So these guys are getting some green flag laps in lap 31 of 115 out here. And we've had 2 cautions, but we've kept it green now for roughly 10 laps. We're going to take a look through this field. Lupe Gonzalez getting the pass on 41 Kurt Davidson. And we are only 32 laps in, but let's go ahead and take a rundown of the field. We'll go up front to our leader, Thomas Keene. Thomas Keene started in 5th tonight, has now led 11 laps and moving to 12 laps, and he is currently scored as 1st. Joe Mitchell started 1st and is now 2nd, led 7 laps today. Eric Burley started 8th, now in 3rd. Justin McDuff started 2nd, led 4 laps earlier on, now sitting back in 4th. Chris Semillard started 7th tonight, now in 5th. Lupe Gonzalez started back in 28th, now scored as 6th. Kurt Davidson started in 9th, now sits in 7th. David Howard Jr. started 4th tonight, now sits in 8th. Joshua Salsi started 3rd, now sits in 11th. Ryan Gemmel started 6th, now scored as 13th. We got some mixing around here, so it'll be a little bit confusing. Actually, let's go back. We had David Howard Jr. AJ Hamill started 11th, now scored as 9th. AJ Bunch scored as 10th at the moment, started back in 15th. We got Salsi, who started 3rd tonight, now back in 11th. Billy Howard started 16th, now is sitting in 12th. Ryan Gemmel started 6th tonight, now scored as 13th. Bob Skinner started back in 29th, now moved his way up to 14th. Kevin Cornelius started back in 30th, now sits in 15th. Paul Zota started 20th, now sits in 16th. David Gainforth started 19th tonight and has moved his way up to 17th. Daniel Haney started 18th and currently sits 18th. Ivan Jones started 14th and has now moved his way up to has fallen back to 19th. Dean Viney started 22nd, has gained a couple spots and moved up to 20th. Brad Hicks started 13th tonight and currently sits back in 21st. Bobby Jonas started 10th tonight, is now in 22nd. Justin Anderson started 31st tonight and is now scored as 23rd. Paul Cohen started 24th and sits in 24th. Ronald Etheridge started 21st and sits in 25th. Stephen Bird started 23rd and sits in 26th. John Estes started in 25th and sorry about that. He is currently scored as 27th. Tom Engel is 1 lap down, started in 26th and is now in 28th. Jim Locking started 17th tonight and is now scored as 29th. And Adam Baker started 12th tonight and is now sitting back in 30th. Jeremy Dominic did not take the field, so we have 30 drivers out here tonight. Thomas Keene out to a 1.8 second lead. Eric Burley has since moved into 2nd, passing up Joe Mitchell. And Chris Semillard and Justin McDuff will round out your top 5 at the moment. So we're now on lap 41 of 115. Thomas Keene now has led 20 laps out here tonight. Take a look back in the field. So we got actually Lupe Gonzalez has moved up into 6th, and he's trying to make a pass into the top 5. And he will go to the inside of Justin McDuff. Does he make the pass? And he does make the pass going into corner number 3 tonight. And he exits in front of Justin McDuff. Justin McDuff now going to the inside to try to get that spot back. But Lupe Gonzalez does clear him. Gets a little bit of distance between them, so he will round out your top 5 now. And Eric Burley is now 2.2 seconds back from the leader. So Thomas Keene's times are not getting any slower because he is consistently putting time on these guys. And Joe Mitchell is still battling. But Eric Burley does, by far, win that battle as he is still sitting in 2nd. They're working on some lap traffic up here. The 51 of Paul Cohen. And Joe Mitchell and Eric Burley will both get around them now. As we're starting to see some pit stops as we're now hitting lap 46. I believe that was John Estes decided to bring it down pit road. And we have a caution. Let's see who. I believe it was Ryan Gemmel. And Ryan Gemmel is in the wall. So this is our 3rd caution of the night, lap 47. Go ahead and take a look at it really quick. And he hit the wall coming out of the corner. And it seems like there is a spot on that wall that wants to hook to these cars, because I've seen a couple times now where guys get stuck to that wall and they have no choice but to tow it. So Ryan Gemmel is going to go to the pits, and this is going to give Eric Burley a shot. Thomas Keene was almost 3 seconds ahead when that caution came out. And I imagine we'll see almost everybody coming down pit road. That is qualifying. We'll go to pit stops. Imagine we'll see most of these guys coming down pit road to get some fresh tires. As we see Joe Mitchell, who did have the pole tonight on that front side, who is going to come out first. And I believe that's Chris Simiard who comes off pit road first. And did Joe Mitchell beat? I believe Joe Mitchell won that battle off pit road. He did. So Thomas Keene will move back into 3rd. Take a look at the position changes. Thomas Keene in third. Eric Briley, who was second, now in fourth. Joe Mitchell, who was in second now, or was in third, now second. Chris Simiardi was back in fourth, now first. So that front four flipped around. Lupe Gonzalez eighth. Justin McDuff in sixth. Kurt Davidson seventh. David Howard Jr. fifth. AJ Bunch ninth. And that just updated. So we did see that front four kind of mix up a little bit, as Chris Simiard will now be our leader. And I'm not sure what happened to Thomas Keene. He has disappeared from the track. I think we had a disconnection. Thomas Keene must have had throughput. As we look at the top five now, Chris Simiard, whoops, sorry about that. Chris Simiard, Joe Mitchell, Eric Burley, David Howard Jr., Justin McDuff. We still don't have Thomas Keene on the track. So let's go ahead, and as long as they're not getting the one to go here, which it doesn't look like they are. Oh, they are. The pace car lights are out. We were going to have an interview with Eric Burley, but we are on the one to go. And we'll have to get a word in with somebody later on, because Thomas Keene, who led laps, let's see, how many laps did he lead? 28 laps. And it didn't look like anybody was going to be able to beat Thomas Keene, as he put 3 seconds on everybody, on the whole field tonight. And he has now disconnected. He is currently scored as 27th. Chris Simiard, though, the pace car will dip in. They're waiting for that green flag. Green flag is out. Chris Simiard will bring it to the line to lead his third lap of the night. Did it get stolen? It did. Joe Mitchell led that lap, so Chris Simiard will not get his third lap led. Instead, Joe Mitchell will get his 8th lap tonight. Eric Burley on that bottom line trying to get around Joe Mitchell. Chris Simiard will finally get that lap that he wanted after the restart. As now Chris Simiard is up front leading some laps tonight. He's got to defend from Joe Mitchell, who has been doing pretty well out here tonight. Eric Burley did drop back to third. David Howard Jr. dropped back to fourth. David Howard Jr. in third now. And not sure what's happening to that 26 machine right now, as it looks like he is falling back and he's in danger of losing a couple more spots. Joshua, we got a caution. And the only driver I can see that might have been involved is the 72. of John Estes. He is on pit road. That will be our fourth caution of the night. We'll see if we can figure out what happened to John Estes as he was on pit road there. So maybe it wasn't him. Go ahead and take a look at another driver. Let's go with AJ Hamill. See if we can see what happened in front of him. Oh, and look at that. We got it. It was AJ Hamill. Random luck of the draw, I guess. And we see what happened. AJ Hamill just got bumped on the rear bumper, and he spun around. But he will still be on the lead lap. So, not a bad break there. Chris Semyard. Doesn't look like he came down pit road, because he is still out there. And, okay, he's not going to go to pit road, so we're going to go ahead and get this interview in with Eric Barilli, who's currently sitting in 4th. We're going to talk to him last caution, got the 1 to go pretty quick, so he is actually not in TeamSpeak, so never mind on that. Oh, he is in TeamSpeak. Eric Barilli, you got a copy?
Yeah, Steve, go ahead, man.
All right, well, you've been battling out there. We saw you move up to 2nd at one point. Now you're sitting in 4th. How is Phoenix treating you?
So far, so good tonight. The car, Lazy Day Racing Chevy's been running awesome. You know, it's just really a matter of biding your time and saving your tires as you go. But other than that, though, the car's been good. The car's been holding real nice. Not a lot of push to the car. We just got to keep the tires underneath it, and we should have a good finish.
Now, we've seen a couple drivers kind of get tight in the turns 1 and 2, or 1 and 3, actually. Have you noticed that any with your car tonight?
Yeah, I've noticed a little bit, especially going into to 1 and 2. The car seems to have a little bit of a push to it. Seems to get tight and want to go towards the wall. So, you know, it's just a matter of a little bit of possibly, you know, backing up the corners and just, you know, not going into it so hard and so deep after, you know, a short bit of a run. And the car definitely responds good to that type of driving.
All right, and we've also seen some guys on the dog leg tonight. It seems like the guys on the top side are getting the runs that they need to make a position or two. Are you seeing that any as you drive out there tonight?
I've noticed a couple guys running outside the dog leg, been able to keep the speed. Us personally, we've been able to maintain speed running through the dog leg. So I think it's really a matter of just how you're coming off the corner and how you're handling it either through the dog leg or on top.
All right, well, it looks like you guys are getting ready to go green, so we'll let you get back to driving. Good luck to you, and hopefully we'll get to talk to you later on tonight.
Thanks a lot, Steve.
All right, and that is Eric Barilli. He's currently scored as 4th. We'll go back up towards the front with Chris Semyard, who has now led 8 laps tonight. Pace car will dip in, and he'll bring him around to the start-finish line. Green flag is out, and he's on the loud pedal pretty quick. We're going to turn this back up. We turned it down for the interview, as Chris Semyard does lead the lap. No problem there. Joe Mitchell not stealing one, as David Howard Jr. now moving into that 2nd spot. Eric Barilli passing right by the 54 as well. He's going to battle on that inside line for the 3rd spot. And Joshua Salsi moves into 4th. Yeah, we were wondering why, I mean, you were out there putting some time on these guys, and we saw you all of a sudden drop out before we went green again. Joshua Salsi moves into 3rd now. Does he hold on to it over Eric Barilli? Doesn't look like it. And we've got a spinner of 41. Caution is out once again tonight. And it was the 41 of Kurt Davidson. So we'll go ahead and take a look to see what happened to Kurt here with our 5th caution of the night. See if we can find Kurt. There he is. It was coming off of turn number 4 or 3 or whatever turn number you'd like to call it tonight. And it just looks like that car snapped loose coming off the corner. Everybody else getting by. Doesn't look like too much damage for the 41. He will fall back to 22nd, but he should be fine out there tonight. Chris Semyard still up front. Does he bring these guys down pit road? And it looks like the 9 is going in. So our top 3 now is Chris Semyard, Eric Worley, Joshua Sousey. One interview with Sousey. Alright, let's see if we can get him up here. Let me find him on here. Pull that up and we'll get Sousey up here. Joshua Sousey, you got a copy?
Hell yeah, brother. How's it going?
Pretty good. How's the car feeling for you out there? It's been a tough night tonight with 5 cautions already.
Oh man, it's tight, especially with the fuel cap of 70%. It's pretty tight.
Now, we asked Eric earlier, and he said that he saw a couple guys getting a run on this high side in the dog leg. He said he preferred the bottom line. Where do you prefer in that dog leg, and have you noticed any difference on the high side?
You can keep a straighter wheel, so it's a little bit easier on the tires. Carry your momentum a little bit better, but you have to run the bottom, especially if you're in a pack to defend your position, because if not, everything you worked for, it just goes right out the window into 3 when you got guys underneath you. So it's tough. You can run the high groove or the middle groove through 3 and 4 and defend okay, but 1 and 2 you got to be on the bottom.
Now, we did see you kind of, I want to say it was because you were tight, coming off the corners. We saw you a couple times hit the wall coming out of 1 and 2, I believe. Have you changed anything on how you're driving the line to, I guess, not get as tight in the runs?
I just tried to back it up a little bit, let it rotate a little bit more through the center. Yeah, I popped the wall a few times there. I saved my quick fix, which is good, and try to figure this out and bring Susie Nation some pride.
All right, and I think you guys are coming around to 1 to go, so is there anybody you'd like to thank tonight?
Hey, yeah, Paul for putting on the league, you for sponsoring, all my teammates here at Lazy Day Racing are currently 2nd and 3rd. That's pretty good. A beautiful fiance sitting over here and let me race, and hopefully we can put on a good show for the rest of this race.
All right, well, good luck to you. Hopefully you don't. We've had we talked about the max speed curse over and over, and maybe it's just a broadcasting curse, so hopefully you break that tonight, and hopefully we see you in Victory Lane and get to talk to you again.
Well, I hope so. If things go sour, I'm going to start putting your logo on my car, and we'll see what happens.
All right.
Actually, I think I have it on here, so we'll see.
Good luck to you, man.
Thanks.
All right. So Chris Semyard still up front, leading his 15th lap. Comes around here as long as Eric Burley doesn't steal a lap from him tonight. Chris Semyard will be leading his 16th lap of the night. Thomas Keene still holds on to that most laps led with 28. Pace car does dip in. We're getting ready to go back live, and green flag is out. Chris Semyard checked to that high side. I believe he did beat Eric Burley to the line. We got to change camera because it looked like we were dropping some frames there. And already, the yellow flag is out. I believe it was Stephen Bird. We'll go back and take a look to make sure there. Stephen is way off pace right now, as we now have our 6th caution. And it was Stephen Bird. We'll see what happened to him on the restart. That is pit road, or chase. And it looked like the 83 got into him. We'll take a quick look back just to see exactly what happened. 83 was on that inside line. Looked like he was checked up by the 35, Bobby Jonas. And Stephen Bird just slowed down a little bit quicker than the 83 thought he would be tonight. Stephen Bird is scored as 1 lap down. Didn't look like he got too much damage there. And it looks like that car is still in pretty good shape. He's got some dents here and there, but I'd imagine we see him stay out and try to get a lap back here tonight. Chris Semyard, though, still out front. Do we see Chris come down pit road now? And it looks like Chris is going to think about coming down pit road. Doesn't look like he's going to commit to it, though. So nobody in the top 3 comes down pit road. And your top 5 as it sits right now. Chris Semyard started back in 7th, moved up to 1st. Eric Burley started in 8th, now in 2nd. Joshua Sousey started in 3rd, still sitting in 3rd. David Gainforth from 19th to 4th in that 101 Mr. Bubble machine. We missed that last night as he wasn't in a Mr. Bubble truck, but he's back in the Mr. Bubble car tonight. David Gainforth, but David Howard Jr. started in 4th tonight and is sitting in 5th. So we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break before we go green again, and we'll show that SoMo commercial, and we'll come back for green flag racing here at Phoenix. And the pace car is getting ready to dip off the field. There we go. Pace car in. Chris Semyard will bring him around. And green flag is out. We're back to racing here at Phoenix. Chris Semyard leads his 21st lap, nearing Thomas Keen's 28, as we're now on lap 71 of 115. Joshua Sousey goes to that inside of Chris Semyard. So Josh Sousey moving into, he's actually moved into the lead. Joshua Sousey takes over the lead. And Chris Semyard's going to take it right back on the outside line. And we're going 3 wide into the corner. A little bit of bang in there, but they're going to keep it good, as it was the 26 and the 81. Both teammates of Lazy Days Racing. And they got Lupe Gonzalez back there now, as they're going to keep battling to try to get to that lead. They went 3 wide. We're watching Sousey right now go to the inside to try to make a pass on the 54 of Joe Mitchell. He's going to get around. So is Eric Barilli. They're not going to start working on the 101 of David Gainforth. And caution is back out. Bobby Jonas in the 35. Let's go ahead and take a look to see what happened for our 7th caution of the night. Oh, we had a big wreck back here. Not sure if it was just Bobby Jonas, but we're going to go ahead and take a look. See what happened up here. Oh, it was actually ahead of him. Was it the 91 of Jim Locking? Was not. It was the 16. 16 of Justin Anderson. Let's go ahead and take a look back at that to see exactly what happened as he was battling with the 48 of Adam Baker. And Adam clipped into the back of them. Both of them got loose. And we had a whole bunch of cars getting mixed up in that 51 of Paul Cohen mixed into it. And it does look like we had another driver take it behind the field, or take it behind the wall tonight. AJ Bunch. Chris Simiard is still out front. And it doesn't look like he pitted, because we got David Howard Jr. and Joe Mitchell right behind him. Eric Burley has moved back into 4th. And Justin McDuff rounds out your top 5 at the moment. Alright, well, if they don't go to 1 to go here, we're going to get a... Actually, let's get a word in with our leader right now, Chris Simiard. Chris, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Alright, and you got to tell me if I'm saying this wrong, or how do you pronounce your last name?
Simard.
Simard, okay. I've been saying Simiard this whole time, but, well, you're leading up front right now. You start back in 7th. You're up front right now, 26 laps led. How is Phoenix treating you?
It's pretty good. I love this track, so I'm having a lot of fun. Hopefully I can stay up here. There's been a few cautions, but I took 2 tires there the last pit stop that I had, and it's treated me well, so...
Have you preferred the top line over the bottom line? Have you noticed a difference between the lines tonight?
I've been running the bottom. It seems to me if you get a little bit off the bottom going into turn 1, it just pushes off the track. So I got to keep it right on the line, and it's worked pretty good for me. So.
All right, and just before we go green, is there anybody you'd like to thank tonight?
Hold on 1 second. So I'll have to get back to you. I'm
okay.
Sorry.
All right. No, I'll put you down. Good luck to you, and hopefully we see you at the end of the race.
Thank you.
All right. We are getting ready to go green. We'll cut that a little bit short tonight. Chris Simiard will bring him to the line. Pace car is in. As we go to lap 78 tonight, green flag is out, and Chris Simiard is on that loud pedal. Does he get another lap led tonight? It looks like he will. He'll get his 28th lap led tonight, which will tie Thomas Keane for the most laps led. And we still got a long race here, so that might be a tie tonight as David Howard Jr. is trying to get that run on the outside. He's going to go to the inside, coming out of the turn, and we got a caution. We're going to have a caution. Big sack up, and I believe they're still crashing. The 41 of Kurt Davidson was involved. Let's go ahead and take another look back with our 8th caution of the night. And I believe it was actually in front of Kurt Davidson. So we'll see what happened here. We had somebody in the wall. As we drive around, we'll see who it was. was the 52 of Ivan Jones. So we'll go ahead and take another look back to see exactly what happened here tonight. Right along with Ivan Jones, and he was sitting pretty good before the accident. Was battling for 6th with the 07 of Billy Howard. Had Joshua Sousey on his inside. Sousey pushes it 3 wide, bumps the 52. 52 loses it, hits the 101, and it just stacks up from there. 51 involved in another accident tonight. Tough break for some of these guys who have been in a couple wrecks, and Ivan Jones locked up the tires and waited for a moment. He actually towed it to pit road, so he might have blown his engine. That's going to let Chris Semyard lead a couple more laps here under caution. As we now hit lap 80. And he's got his mic muted, but we'll see if they come down pit road. It doesn't look like they're coming down pit road, so we'll try to get an interview in here with David Howard Jr. He's currently sitting 2nd. He's got his mic muted, so we'll see if he responds. David Howard Jr., you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
All right. Well, you start 4th tonight. We saw you fall back to 10th at one point. Currently sitting in 2nd. How is Phoenix treating you?
So far, so good. You know, if we can get some green flag laps, I feel good about the Arkansas Razorback Chevrolet here. I feel like we could get out front and maybe lead this thing to the end if it go green for sure.
So, we've talked to a couple guys about this today. We're seeing some guys prefer that top line, and at one point in that last run, we did see you go to that high line. Are you preferring the high line over the bottom line? Are you finding some speed on that high line?
Right now, yeah, because I got a little fresher tires than the guys around me. And sometimes if you're a little faster than a guy, you can get the run right. I don't know. It just depends. You know, gets closer to the end here, everybody will amp it up. So I'm sure we'll see what the high line can really get done here.
And we asked some guys also earlier in the race. We saw guys preferring that top line in the dog leg. Have you found any success up there, or do you just prefer to get down on that run down the hill and pop back over?
Yeah, I like to get down on that apron there myself. You know, it just depends. Like I said, you know, if I see it's faster up there, I'll move up. Just do what you got to do here towards the end, you know.
All right, well, we're getting ready to go back green, so I'll let you get back to driving. Good luck to you, and hopefully we get to talk to you at the end of the race.
Hey, thanks a lot, buddy.
All right, so David Howard Jr. is currently sitting in 2nd. We'll see if he gets the run, as I believe this will be the first restart we see him in that 2nd place position. Eric Burley right behind him. Joshua Sousey sitting back in, I believe, 7th. And green flag is out. Chris Semyard will lead his 33rd lap tonight. Has the most laps led now. And David Howard didn't really get that run off the front or on the green flag start. Joe Mitchell got into 2nd. David's gonna battle and he's gonna keep 3rd for the moment. And we're seeing also Eric move back into, it looks like 6th, as Joshua, he's currently scored as 5th. Joshua Sousey scored as 6th. And we're going to see Eric move into that top 5, moving into 4th, and Sousey now moving into 5th. So those two guys follow right behind each other as the 20 checked up a little bit. And Chris Semyard has been consistent out here. He's had a lot of cautions that have helped him stay out front and not pit too much. He's only pitted twice tonight. And let's actually check to see when his last pit was. I believe it was 62. Oh no, it was before. It was less than that. don't see when he last pitted for sure. I want to say it was 62 though. So he's gotten roughly 25 laps in on these tires. So he's running consistent for how long he's been out there, but a lot, and we have a caution again. Looks like the 18 of AJ Hamill was involved, as he's down on that apron. We'll go ahead and check out with our 9th caution of the night. He's back here with the 11 of... Oh, it was actually the 71 of Dean Viney got loose. Checked up, but the 41 clips AJ Hamill. 41 of Kurt Davidson clips AJ Hamill. And let's see from the point of view of Kurt Davidson. As we'll go inside his car. Oops. Yeah, and at that point, it doesn't look like Kurt Davidson could do anything but hit the back of AJ Hamill. So a tough break for those three. Dean Viney loses control of it. Checks up the 18. 18 takes some damage from the 41. Chris Semyard does stay out on the track. We had a bunch of guys go to pit road. We're starting to see, and I imagine if those guys that went down pit road, that'll be the last time they go down pit road tonight. And we have Joe Mitchell in second. Let's see if we can get a word in with Joe Mitchell now. Joe Mitchell, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I got you.
Alright, we saw you get the pole tonight, and you led 8 laps, and you've been battling, trying to get back towards the front. How has Phoenix been for you?
Well, so far, so good. Can't really figure out a way to get around these guys to get back in the lead, but hopefully I figure it out here in the next few laps.
Have you noticed any difference between the bottom and high line tonight?
Yeah, the high line, you got to be a little ginger getting in, but you can pretty much get a good run off. I noticed when I was back in the pack a little bit that you could still make some moves. So, yeah, so far it's not too bad on the high or the low side.
All right, well, before you get the one to go, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to tonight?
I'd like to thank you for broadcasting this race, Paul, for putting on this real fun series, and my wife and son.
All right, well, good luck to you the rest of the race. Hopefully we get to talk to you at the end of the race, and hopefully we see you in victory lane tonight.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, Joe Mitchell. He did start on the pole tonight, so we know he's got the speed here. Well, he fell back to 7th at one point, made his way back up to 2nd, so he is definitely a car to watch. We'll see if he has what it takes to make it around Chris Semyard. Or Chris Simard. Or, we're going to say that right eventually. I believe he said it was Simard, so... But we are on lap 90 of 115, so we're getting close to that 20 to go mark. And we'll go ahead and take a look at our top 5 before we go green. Chris Simard started in 7th, now up to 1st. Joe Mitchell started on the pole tonight in 2nd. David Howard Jr. in 4th, or started 4th, now in 3rd. Adam Baker has made his way back up into the top 5, sitting in 4th. Kevin Cornelius started at the very back of the pack, now in 5th. Pace car will dip in. Green flag is out, and we're back to racing lap 91 of 115 here at Phoenix. Chris Simard will not lead that lap. Joe Mitchell steals his 9th lap of the night. Will not hold on to the lead, though. Adam Baker looking for his shot to make that pass. Adam Baker going to go toe-to-toe with David Howard Jr. And Joe Mitchell is getting some speed on that outside. It did thin out Chris Semyard up front. We've got another caution. Let's see where that caution is. That would be why they were thinning out. Was it Joshua Salsi? As we do have our 10th caution of the night, we'll go ahead and take a look where it's at. And I don't believe it was Salsi. Oops, that is pit road. As he gets loose, didn't take any damage. Actually put the car right back into it. And there it is. The 35 and the 11. We'll go up to Bobby Jonas in the 35. And take a ride along with him to see, as he was battling with the 11 of Daniel Haney. I don't know if he knew he was up there, but he didn't lock it down to the bottom of the field. Stephen Bird also involved in that accident. So Salsi did not take any damage and is sitting back in 18th. He actually lost control and gained his composure before that caution came out. Chris Semyard, though, still up front. Joe Mitchell, David Howard Jr., Adam Baker, and Kevin Cornelius now in the top 5. Chris Semyard has now led 43 laps tonight. Next time around will be lap 95 of 115. So we're on 22 to go at the moment. And we do have Adam Baker in TeamSpeak. He is up in 4th right now. Let's get a word in with Adam Baker. Adam Baker, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, we saw you starting 12th tonight. We saw you actually fall way back in the field to 30th. You're now up to 4th. Also have 2 laps led. How is Phoenix treating you tonight?
It's been an interesting race. That qualifying effort wasn't so great, so I had to work my way up early, and I messed up a little bit by taking 2 tires and overrunning 1 and 2. But it's been kind of fun coming back up through the field.
Yeah, I'm just now looking at your lowest point in the race, which was 30th, and which is, I believe, was last place, and you've also been at the front, so you have been through every position on this field.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
All right, and you guys are on the 1 to go, so I'll keep you short. I'll let you get back to driving really quick here. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to tonight?
I'd like to thank you for broadcasting these races every Tuesday and Wednesday. Also, shout out to the league admins, all the racers, for great races every week.
All right, well, good luck to you, and hopefully we see you in victory lane tonight.
Thank you.
As they are on the 1 to go, and the pace car will be dipping off here in a moment. Chris Semyard still up front. And he has Joe Mitchell still on his outside, and David Howard on the behind him. Adam Baker in row 2 on the outside. Pace car has dipped in. Green flag is out. Chris Semyard brings them to the line. Doesn't get a lap stolen this time, as we're on 20 to go. 45 laps led for Chris Semyard. I don't think anybody can come close to him tonight. We have some pretty big checkups through the field. A lot of 3 wide action. Justin McDuff trying. Go back there as we got 3 wide back here with Justin McDuff. As these guys are going to push it as hard as they can with 20 to go. We've already had 10 cautions tonight, so we've seen a lot of drivers take it behind the wall. Bobby Jonas, Ronald Etheridge, Justin Anderson, AJ Bunch, Thomas Keene, who had connection issues earlier. And Paul Zoda is going to bring out another caution tonight. And let's go ahead and take a look really quick to see what happened to Paul Zoda, as we have our 11th caution of the night. The 07 clipped the back corner of him. But Paul Zoda gets spun into the wall. Nobody else involved in that accident. 18 to go right now. Paul Zoda will still be on that lead lap. He is on the tail end of the lead lap. And Chris Simard still up front, leading more laps. And we'll go ahead and take a quick break here before we go to green flag racing once again here at Phoenix.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
All right, and we're back here as they're going to get ready to go to 1 to go. With 16 laps left in this race, Chris Simard will now lead his 50th lap of the night. And we'll take a look at our top 5. Chris Simard started in 7th, now 1st. David Howard Jr. started 4th, now 2nd. Adam Baker started in 12th, now 3rd. Kevin Cornelius started back in 30th, dead last on the starting grid, now in 4th. Eric Barilli started 8th and is now 5th. Pace car will dip in. Chris Simard will bring it back to the line once again tonight. Green flag is out, and we're back to racing here at Phoenix. And there is no question there. Chris Simard did lead that lap. David Howard Jr. didn't steal another one from him. Adam Baker on the inside is going to try to make his way around the 9. And Eric Barilli on the bottom line as well. Chris is going to get a great run. We got another caution once again. Joe Mitchell involved that time. So our 12th caution of the night comes out on lap 13, or with 13 to go. And we'll go ahead and take a look to see what happened to Joe Mitchell. And it looks like it was just a solo accident. Paul Zota was actually involved in that. So Paul's going to take some damage. It was originally a self-spin. It turned into a little bit more as Joe Mitchell tries to save it, gets hit up by Paul Zota, and Joe Mitchell will drop to 22nd. Still on that lead lap though. And it does look like Chris Simard is deciding to stay out with 12 to go. Or does he? He's going to cut the dog leg here during the pace lap to try to save a little bit more fuel. They're actually getting out of the way of the 52 of Ivan Jones, who is now 4 laps down. And we'll actually run through the field right now. Let's go ahead and go driver by driver. Chris Semyard is in first. Whoops, wrong button. David Howard Jr. in second. Adam Baker in third. Eric Burley in fourth. Kevin Cornelius in fifth. Justin McDuff sixth. Brad Hicks seventh. Lupe Gonzalez in eighth. Bob Skinner in ninth. AJ Hamill 10th. Kurt Davidson 11th. Dean Viney in 12th. Daniel Haney in 13th. Paul Cohen in 14th. Ryan Gemmel in 15th. Joshua Sousey back here in 16th. David Gainforth in 17th. Paul Zota in 18th. Billy Howard in 19th. Jim Locking in 20th. Stephen Bird in 21st. Joe Mitchell is our last car on the lead lap in 22nd. Ivan Jones in 23rd. Bobby Jonas is out for the night in 24th. Ronald Etheridge also out in 25th. Justin Anderson out in 26th. AJ Bunch out in 27th. Thomas Keane out in 28th. John Estes also out in 29th. Tom Engel out in 30th. And Jeremy Dominic did not take the field tonight. He will be scored as 31st. So Chris Simard is now on his 55th lap led as they are on the 1 to go. As pace car is getting ready to dip off the track, there he goes. So Chris Simard will bring him back around for 9 laps to go. Green flag is out, and he should be leading his 56th lap led out here tonight. He does that, so 9 to go. I wouldn't be surprised to see another caution out here tonight, as these guys are going to be battling for position. Eric Burley moves up into third, and actually David Howard Jr. is in the lead. He will pass up Chris Simard. And we got another caution. Who was it this time? Stephen Bird, I believe. As that is now caution number 13 tonight. And we'll go back with Stephen Bird. And he did go off the track, so we'll go ahead and take a look from his point to see what happened. He had nobody around him for a while. We'll see if it was ahead of him. Joshua Sousey involved in it. See if we can find Sousey on our list. And we'll go back a little bit more to see what happened to Sousey. It looks like he got pinched between 3 wide with the 51. 101 involved once again, and another tangle up. So Sousey will be back in 20th, now 19th. And we got a new leader up front, David Howard Jr., who has now led 2 laps tonight. Ivan Jones getting another lap back. Paul Cohen taking it behind the wall for the race. That's going to give Ivan Jones a shot at 22nd. Joe Mitchell is also scored as 1 lap down. As we are now on 6 laps to go tonight. Basically, if this will be our last green flag restart, because if we get one more caution from after that restart, it will be the end of the race. And we'll take another look at our top 5. It's changed up a little bit. David Howard Jr. in first. Started back and forth. Chris Simard started in 7th, led 50. We'll make sure on this 56 laps led. Eric Burley started in 8th, now in 3rd. Adam Baker started in 12th, now in 4th. Kevin Cornelius started in 30th, now in 5th place. As they'll come this time around for 5 laps to go. And we do get the 1 to go, so these guys are getting ready once again to battle to the front. And the pace car will be dipping off here once they make it around the corner. Pace car is dipping off, and for the first time tonight, David Howard Jr. will bring him to the line for the restart. Green flag is out. And David Howard Jr. will get his 5th lap lead of the night. 4 to go. 1 more caution ends this race. And Eric Burley is spinning. Wins the caution coming out. Who is going to be up front? No caution so far. They're keeping it green. And David Howard Jr. moving back to 3rd. No caution there. And Chris Simard will be back up front with 3 to go. And Adam Baker now trying to make the pass on David Howard Jr. And Adam Baker does move into 2nd. Now David is trying to get back into 2nd. And he's going to send that 48 of Adam Baker up the hill. And Justin McDuff is trying to break in. David Howard Jr. getting loose, and that'll essentially end the race if it does come out just before the white flag. Are they keeping them green? Because we see the white flag mark And they are slowing down, so David Howard Jr. loses control of it. And that's going to give up third place to Justin McDuff. We'll go ahead and take a look at this as it's our 14th caution of the night. And he just pushed it a little too hard on that bottom line. Loses control of it. Doesn't look like anybody else was involved. So Chris Simard will be scored as our winner here tonight. And we'll go ahead and get our interviews in right after this break.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
All right, and we're back here. We do have Justin McDuff in TeamSpeak. Justin McDuff, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, well, you do everything you can out there tonight. You start second. We saw you drop back to 13th at one point in the race. You do lead 11 laps, and you come out in third tonight. How was Phoenix for you?
Oh man, it was a challenge tonight. The restarts were very tough. It seemed like it kept bottling up, and it was a chain reaction through the field. And I felt like I was pretty solid on the long run. I needed it to go green. We never really got that green run, but I was able to fight through it to come home third.
Now, we didn't get a chance to talk to you during the race about this, so I'll go ahead and ask you this now. We saw a lot of guys at points in the race preferring that high line, especially in the dogleg. Did you feel anything different in that top line? Did you prefer the bottom line the whole race? How was the lines working for you tonight?
It depended. On the restarts, I had all my good restarts on the high line, honestly, which is surprising because I felt like I could get a good run off a turn two if I got in easy, and then you kind of pinch the guy down a little bit and get a good launch. But the one time I think I restarted like fifth or sixth, and I got a really good restart there, and I got underneath him, and the caution came out. So I think it just mattered of what line went better and what guys were in that line to get it to go.
All right, now we've had short track racing last week, and then we have Phoenix tonight. 2 weeks of non-traditional style. I mean, short track racing is traditional, but super speedway, type of racing. Next week we go to Texas. How are you at Texas? Do you expect to be up in victory lane next week?
I'd like to be. And then there's a lot of really tough competition in this league, but I think I have a shot. I really like Texas. I think it's late afternoon race, so I'm looking forward to getting there and getting on the track and seeing what we got. And I'm going to give it my all. I know that. All
right. Well, is there any shout outs you'd like to give tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to my teammate Adam Hamill at the Upstate Racing team. He fought through a lot tonight, and then also to Paul. Paul, he got a lot to deal with on nights like tonight, people getting frustrated, and he does a good job running the league and running the show with everything.
All right, well, you start second tonight. You finish third. You also have 11 laps led. So go ahead and celebrate that third place finish, and hopefully we see you next week.
Yeah, hopefully. Thank you.
All right, and we'll move to our second place finisher, Adam Baker. Adam Baker, you got a copy.
Yes, sir.
All right, now we talked about it earlier in the race. You start 12th. We did see you fall all the way back to the end of the field, and you finished second tonight. Also had 2 laps led. How was your night tonight?
Pretty eventful night. It was a lot of fun trying to work my way back up through the pack. A little frustrating at times, but really fun effort coming back up through.
Now, I believe the 9 car was on your inside line coming to that last lap. What was going through your mind as you, I don't know if you saw him start to lose control or clip the apron. What was going through your mind? Did you think the caution would be coming out before that white flag?
I wasn't sure. I just saw him spinning in my mirror, and I talked to him a little bit here after the race. He said he just clipped the apron. I was just trying not to pinch him down too much. I wanted to get a good run, and I didn't think I was going to be able to catch Chris with that amount of time left. But, I was going to give it a shot, but it wasn't meant to be.
All right, and we talked to Justin about this a second ago. We've had 2, I guess, non-traditional. I mean, they are traditional, but 2 tracks that guys don't normally like to run in Bristol and Phoenix now. Next week we head to Texas, and I know a lot of guys like Texas. How are you out at Texas?
Texas is one of my favorite tracks, if not my very best. In these Xfinity cars, I actually did win an open or an official race like last fall. So I really enjoy that track. It's a lot of fun getting off turn 2. It's pretty loose, but these cars are great there.
All right. Well, hopefully we do see you back, or we see you in Victory Lane next week. Is there any shout outs you'd like to give?
I'd like to thank you for broadcasting again every Tuesday and Wednesday. I'd like to thank Lazy Dayz Racing for sponsoring the league. I'd like to thank the admins and drivers for coming out every week and putting on great races. And that's it.
All right. Well, you start 12th tonight, and we did say you dropped back to 30th at one point. You were all over the field tonight. You do finish second. Go ahead and celebrate that win, and hopefully we see you next week.
Thank you.
All right, and we'll bring Chris Simard up into the booth now. Chris Simard, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
All right, well, you do everything right tonight. You outlasted all 15 cautions, lead 60 laps. You started in 7th and you finished in 1st. Is there what is your impression of tonight, and how do you feel, man?
I feel great. This is only my 3rd race here in this league, and I've enjoyed every one of them. So, and everyone seems to race me clean, and I try to do the same thing. The 9, David, he raced me pretty clean. The 48, there's a bunch of cars that raced me clean tonight. So.
Now, when that last caution came out, did you think, I mean, we talked to some guys and we weren't even sure if the caution was going to come out before that white flag. I mean, did you just kind of push it until you knew for sure that yellow flag was out?
The last one that put us to the end there?
Yes.
Yeah, I was going as hard as I could, so I wasn't really paying attention to the guys in the back. I was just looking out the front, so I didn't know it was going to come out there that last lap, but I knew I had a little bit of room there to drive the way I wanted to. So I like to thank Lazy Dayz Racing for putting on a good show. So.
All right. Well, next week we do head to Texas. Adam was telling us earlier in our interview that he's prefers Texas over most of the tracks. How are you at Texas, and are you prepared for next week?
I'm prepared for next week. I run pretty good at Texas. The one real problem I have is off a 2. That seems to get me a lot. Hit the wall or even spin down on the apron. So we'll see. But I enjoy every track. So hopefully Texas will be good for me.
All right. Well, you do finish 7th tonight. You lead the most laps with 60. Or not, you started 7th. Sorry about that. You do lead the most laps with 60 laps led. And most importantly, you lead that last lap of the night. So congrats once again. And hopefully we see you next week at Texas.
Yeah, I definitely will be there, and it was a lot of fun tonight. So, thanks, guys.
All right. Well, we will go through our results for tonight. Chris Simard does come away with a win tonight. His 3rd race in Southern Motorsports. Adam Baker will finish 2nd. Justin McDuff will finish 3rd tonight. Kevin Cornelius will finish 4th. Bob Skinner comes away with a top 5 finish. Brad Hicks was our points leader tonight, will finish 6th. AJ Hamill will finish 7th. Daniel Haney will finish 8th. Lupe Gonzalez will finish 9th. Ryan Gimmel will finish 10th. Billy Howard will come out 11th. Paul Zota 12th. David Gainforth 13th. Dean Viney 14th. Kurt Davidson 15th. Stephen Bird will finish 16th. David Howard Jr. 17th. Joshua Sousey 18th. Eric Burley 19th. Jim Locking 20th. Joe Mitchell 21st. Ivan Jones 22nd. Paul Cohen will finish 9 laps down in 23rd. Bobby Jonas will finish 25 laps down in 24th. Ronald Etheridge will finish 34 laps down in 25th. Justin Anderson will finish 43 laps down in 26th. AJ Bunch will finish 49 laps down in 27th. Thomas Keene will finish 66 laps down in 28th. John Estes was also 66 laps down, I believe, in 29th. Tom Ingle will round out the field tonight, 75 laps down in 30th. And Jeremy Dominic did not take the field tonight. So with that, I would like to congratulate once again Chris Simard on his victory here tonight. Would like to thank everybody for stopping by and checking out the race tonight. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Arctic Broadcasting for races 4 times a week right now. Once again, thank you everybody for coming out and checking out Southern Motorsports. And with that, have a great night.